Hello, fellow miners, and welcome to another episode from Spice Mines Gaming. Today, I said that I was going to work on the village. In the previous episode, I said I was going to work on the village in the next episode. Well, this is the next episode, and I have come across a need that I really, really need to get taken care of before I continue working on the village. And what my need is an incinerator. I have got to make myself an incinerator. I'm getting to the point where I'm gathering junk left and right, and it's just... That was an Enderman teleporting into my garden. Anyhow, I'm getting junk piled up, and it's just taking up storage space. So what I need to do is I need to build... Yeah, that guy keeps coming around. Anyhow, I need to build an incinerator. So that's what we're going to do. So let's head down to the location of said incinerator, which is going to be down here. Now, I haven't gone down this hallway in this series, so I've got everything I need for this. And the reason why I haven't gone down here is because I'm working on making this like a large storage facility right here around this corner. The incinerator is going to go down here. But I've set up this kind of storage system here. It's nothing fancy. It's super low tech. And here's, to give you a reference, here's the nether portal. Here's the cave. That way goes down to the tree farm. And then back over this way is the storage area. I've got all my items here. And by items, I mean like these kinds of items. They're not exactly blocks. There you go. Things that aren't blocks. And yeah, you saw a preview of some of the junk I've got here. And then here I've got, storage blocks. I've got wool of different colors. Yeah, I'm working on trying to figure out how to do this in a way that I understand. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can organize blocks in Minecraft. But what I've got these kind of separated into 4 categories. I have stones and stone-like things. As you can see, there's granite, andesite, cobblestone. These are various stone things. And I've ran out of signs and item frames. And that's why I need the leather from the cows, is to make more of these. And then here is the kind of the earthy things, like dirt, gravel, sand, sandstone. And if you come down here, there's terracotta, clay, and redstone blocks. And I think I've also included ores. Yeah, I've included ores in this. Things that you dig out of the ground or that are kind of earthy type things. And then over here are the different wood blocks, like oak logs, oak planks, and wood fencing, spruce, and these kinds of things. And sticks are even down here. Even though that's not a building block, I guess I don't know why I put the sticks over here and not in the items. Don't ask. I don't know. And then over here I've got kind of your decorative kind of things that I've accumulated, and some functioning things. But this is the less developed of the storage aisles here. And I tried to do like this fancy coding scheme where each chest has a unique code, and it didn't matter what I put in it. I would just keep some kind of reference to that. In 1.13, you really can't maintain books like you can in 1.14. So yeah, that's probably not going to work, because I would have to either keep a text file or a written log. I'm overthinking it. So that's why I started working on these item frames. So that's kind of what I'm working on here, and that's where this is going. But that's not the focus of this episode. What I want to work on is going to be down there. So let's get to work on this incinerator. Now I'm going to build a hopper clock incinerator. I've built one of these before, and if you haven't seen my Royal Legion SMP series, I'm not going to tell you, oh, go watch it, you'll enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build it here and kind of walk you through it. And I'm going to simplify it as much as I can here. But everything revolves around this lava. This is going to be what destroys the junk. And that's not how that goes. Let me get this placed properly. Got to get it just the right angle. Not like that. I might have to... Okay, come on. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, what's the deal here? That's how I want it, but I want it over here. Ah, I got it. Let's do this. I didn't have this problem before. There. Problem solved. Okay, now, this is what's going to feed the items into the lava. It's a dropper. That's all it is, just a dropper. And then I want to have a hopper chain that comes from here up. So let me grab my hoppers. And these hoppers are going to feed items into the dropper. It's very straightforward. So let's come over here. And then I have a chest to put there. So I'm just going to dump all of my disposables into there. And it's going to feed itself into there. But this is getting annoying as well. So let me just go ahead and put a door here and some stairs, because the jump effect, this is the one downside of the jump effect, is when you're in a kind of a small space like this, it's kind of annoying because you jump higher than you need to. Okay, and let's go ahead and add some glowstone really quick in a few key spots. That way I can get all of this out of the way. And I want to put one right here. I'm going to put one right there. There. Now, I won't need those torches. I don't like using torches on my personal builds if I don't have to. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, now, the clock system is going to be these hoppers. If you, let me think, how do you got to hold shift and you hold shift like that, because you want this to feed in this and you want it to feed back. You want to create a feed loop here. So now I have to take this one up, and then I have to place this into the side there, just like that. And then what you have to do is place a non-stackable item. And you notice it's now transferring back and forth. So this is now acting as a clock. Now, how this is acting like a clock is anytime an item gets put in one of these hoppers, it can create a redstone signal. And you're going to determine that signal by a comparator. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it goes, yeah, just like that. See, if you notice those lights are lighting up, which means it's detecting a signal. And now I need a redstone trail to go into here. And you hear the clicking. That is this dropper activating and getting ready to feed stuff into this lava. Now that right there is all I have to do, but I kind of want to make it a little fancier than this. So let's add a backside circuit here with a comparator, because I want to see if there are items in here. And then let's add, that's the wrong way. I always get confused as to which way you're supposed to face these things. Okay, and that should be yes. And now let's come out here and then come this way. I need to add a block, and I'm missing one item. I need a redstone torch. Can I make one? Yes, I'll just make one right here. Easy peasy. Add that here so it inverts the signal. Whatever's coming out here, whenever this thing is empty, see there's no signal coming, so now this inverts that signal, so now it will produce a signal. And I need that to come around here. Now listen, see the clock stopped. The reason why it stopped is whenever you put a redstone signal to a hopper, it stops these items from transferring. So when this is empty, I want the clock to stop. You see? So that it's not constantly clicking. If there's an item in here, this is going to produce a redstone signal, which is going to invert and make this not a signal, and then the clock will start working until this thing is empty. That's all there is to it. It's that simple. So now let's find some items that I want to get rid of. And luckily I have just the thing. You know, the cactus farm and the smelter produces an abundance of cactus greens. I think I have some more over here too. Yeah. Let's just throw all of these into the incinerator here. Oh, one thing I do need. Before I forget, I have to close off And I use glass. You don't have to use glass, but I like to use glass. But you have to close off down here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, you have to come down here. Let me get the glass ready. And you have to close off the lava. And you can use any block. I use glass. You only need to use 2. I like to use 3 just for, looks and whatnot. But there you go. So now when items come out of the dropper, they don't accidentally end up over here. I mean, it wouldn't be that big a deal. They would eventually despawn, but clean design. Okay, so let's come in here. Let's start throwing stuff in here. Now, if you hear, it's not going at the right speed because this thing is constantly stopping and starting. So if I were to, let's just say, break that. And let's wait a little bit. See, now this is going to start filling up. I'm going to wait for this to fill up because if you just kind of let it do that, it'll take a lot longer than if you just kind of let this thing feed in a little bit. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. Should have thought about this before. But I'm going to bring one of these and just go ahead and drop a stack of cactus green directly into here. Well, I've already got a stack, so okay, no big deal. Add that. And it's a little bit faster. Not much, but it's a little bit faster. It's a little more efficient that way. And there you have it. There's my incinerator. Now I can get rid of all of my junk. And I have an abundance of it. Great. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, cool. So now let's put up some of this stuff here that I don't need. I don't need that. Put that up later. And let's throw away this stone here. All right. Well, that actually went a lot faster than I expected. So, you know what? Let's go check the mob spawner. I always call it that. The mob farm. Let's go check the mob farm really quick before I wrap up this episode. It's going to be a short episode. That's like 12 and a half minutes long so far. Let's see how this thing's doing. I haven't checked this in a long time, and I've been doing all kinds of little odds and ends around the place. It doesn't look like there's anything in here now. Nope, nothing in here now. No big deal. But what matters is what's down here. A slime ball. How did I get a slime ball? Huh. Okay. Okay, there you go. Cool. This thing has been producing. Very nice. I've emptied this out not too long ago, and yeah, I like that. This has been one of the greatest things that I have added to this settlement is this mob farm. I now have a good supply of bone meal, arrows, and gunpowder. I guess I just saw bad. I thought I saw something. Whoa, don't want to go in that one. That's the downside. All right, let's come up here. And let me sleep, and then let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. Wow, that was much faster than anticipated, but that was a really, really important thing for me to do to get rid of junk. Because fishing, mining, and let's see, what else is... oh, yeah, and mending my... didn't mean to do that. And mending my tools with the cactus farm over there. That is definitely accumulating a lot of junk. Pardon me for a second. That is definitely accumulating junk. But okay, there we go. Right there. I have myself an incinerator, so I'm ready to get to work and get rid of a bunch of junk. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. If you did, please tap or click the like button. And also, if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.